Good evening, podium chasers. Hope you're all well. Yes, welcome back. It is I, Martin Cooper, from COMMS by Coops. Yeah, bringing you GT3 Sundays. The only reason to be around on a Sunday evening, really. Yeah, GT3 Sundays. What a race we're going to have this evening. You know what I'm going to say, right? It's going to be epic. It's going to be totally epic. And I'll tell you why it's going to be epic tonight. Is because it's the penultimate race of the season, which means, if any of you don't know what penultimate means, which I hope you do, it's not the last race, it's the one before. So, as you'll see when we go through the stats, we've got some really, really close races all across both grids tonight. I know we've got one, but it's two tiers amalgamated into one. Hello, Mr. Gedman. Whoop, whoop. Good luck tonight in your Lambo, mate. I will be giving her some airtime. She sounds amazing. In fact, I can probably hear her in the background now. And yeah, so we've got some really close battles going on this evening. We'll go through the stats shortly. And Brands is such an unforgiving track. No mistakes can be made tonight. It is going to be, it's going to be crazy. It is going to be epic. There's a couple of new things that are going to go on this evening as we look at this beautiful Bentley of I Am Slow with that lovely design on. Because we did amalgamate sort of tier 1 and tier 2 after we did the split, we made two grids, as you know, and then we put them both together again. And what we thought would be a good idea as a trial, let's see what happens. Hey Briz, hope you're well, mate. Hope you are well. We thought we'd do a little bit of colour coding, yeah. Not so much for our benefit, but more for the driver's benefit, so that they can understand who is maybe coming up with them. You know, are they in the same tier? Are they in a different tier? And that hopefully will allow our drivers to make potentially better decisions on the track. Okay, so are they realistically fighting that person, you know, in their own category or not? So we'll see how that pans out. So what you'll find is that people that are in the pro tier, which will go through tier 1, they're going to have blue, some form of blue in their livery, and the other fantastic people that race with us that are in, I don't want to say tier 2 because it's not, it's one tier, but in the AM class of tier, they're going to have some red in their livery, like this guy, We the Kevin, as he ploughs around in his number 14 Bentley. So that gives you guys a little bit of insight into why we're going to see slightly different liveries, or similarly coloured liveries, in terms of one batch will be with blue, one batch will be with red, and I think that will work quite well. You'll also notice that Mike has changed today. I mean, Mike's normally over here, but I put him on this side so that when I'm looking at the results and talking to you, you can still hear me, which I think is a spot of genius. GT Jamie, I'm very well, Jamie. How are you, mate? I hope you're well. Me and GT Jamie had a nice little exchange of lap times at Spa yesterday. 45 thousandths in it, which was quite good fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that. And Chris is saying, yeah, blue for pro, red for AM, blue and yellow for Hutch's Minion. Yeah, and don't forget, who's got the WD-40 in? That's Brizzle, isn't it? Yeah, Brizzle's got his let's have a look. His WD-40 car. There you go, beautiful. Right, so let's give you guys some stats. Who should we have a look on? Let's have a look at Floppy Fox in his Lexus as we just bring you up to date with the stats. Obviously, when we've done that, we'll start talking about some of those battles and how they can shape up, and then we'll obviously do a full lap guide once we get into qualifying, as we do every week. So in the pro class, currently we have Lely leading the class. He's in first place on 418 points. Hot on his heels, and I mean very hot on his heels, we've got Michael Races. Michael's in the Lambo. He is only 4 points behind him, so everything to play for there. And then this chap, Mr. Gravel, followed by Andy Cray, I think, in his McLaren. Floppy Fox is in third. So Floppy is only 20 points behind. So he has very, very quietly been going about his business, and finds himself in third place. So if he has a good couple of races tonight, really going to be in contention for that. 4th place is Marek Mariola in the Ferrari on 324 points. He's 94 drift, so you'd probably say he's out of it at the moment. Fresh Briz, who we're looking at in the 998 Bentley, he's currently 5th on 295 points. Traction Dave is 6th place in his Lambo, 279 points. And then Renvillard is 7th in his Lexus on 263. Andy Cray in the McLaren on 233 is in 8th place in his class. I Am Slow in the 109 Bentley, he's currently 9th on 205 points, and that leaves Fresh Jinx in 10th place at the moment on 121 points. But obviously he's had a couple of DNFs and a couple of races he hasn't been able to make it, so that would explain the drop off, if you like, in terms of points. The AM class, right, it's quite important this evening. We the Kevin is currently in 1st place. We've just had a quick look at his number 14 Bentley. He's on 453 points. Now he has a gap back to Nathbit, who's in the Audi, who's on 398 points. He's got a gap of 55 points. So realistically, Kev could, you know, I mean, I'm not tempting fate here, but he could potentially wrap up the championship today with the races tonight. So we'll obviously keep a very keen eye on that. Hutch is in 3rd place on 360 points. He's 93 off, but obviously he'll probably be eyeing that 2nd place as a potential tag challenge. Jester's in 4th in the Bentley on 354 points, and then we've got Woodward is in 5th on 336 in the McLaren. Evan IRL, he is in 6th place at the moment on 299 in the Bentley, and then we've got Big Time Dave is 7th in his Audi on 297, and then we've got Yvolton in the Lambo, which she sounds utterly violent around here this evening. Glorious, it really is. 8th place on 281. Caskanova's in 9th on 267 in his Bentley, and then we've got Tro in the Mercedes is 10th in class on 220. So another one who's deciding to go a bit of gravel digging there. It's not sandcastles, boys. We're not a lagoon, eh? Right, let's have a look at Hutch. See how Hutch is getting on in his McLaren. So that brings you up to date with the standings. So what can happen tonight? Again, we need to keep our eye on We the Kevin, and we need to keep our eye on Nathbit as well. So number 14 and number 89 of the red cars, we need to see where they're finishing. Yep, because that's got to have a big impact on that championship today. And then in the pro class, we need to keep our eye on number 9 Lely in, surprisingly, the Bentley, Michael Races in the Lambo, and Floppy Fox in the Lexus. So 9, 28, and Floppy Fox also apparently has number 9. Who knows? So we need to keep our eye on those 3 as well. It's exciting. I like it. And actually, We the Kev sent me some really interesting stats earlier on today. I know you guys love stats. Well, that's what practice is for, people. It's for me to give you stats and look at who's doing what. So Lely's currently setting the quickest time with a 124 flat, pretty much. Fresh Briz is 3/10 further down, and then I Am Slow is further 3/10 off the pace there. Floppy is 666 off the pace. That's always a good number to have. And that's obviously a tribute to Mr. Error, who used to race with us, because his number was 666. We the Kevin has got the 5th quickest time, 8/10 off. Woodward's almost a second off, and then Renville is in 7th place. Currently, he is a full second behind. So currently your top 7 separated by a second. Then we've got Traction, Andy Cray, Marek, Fresh Jinx, Jester, Tro, Hutch, Yvolton, Big Time Dave, and Nathbit and Michael. Late to the party, or very, very well timed. Yeah, now their nearest rivals might be getting a bit worried now. So let's have a look on. Well, okay, blimey, I've left the live chat for 5 seconds, and you guys have gone nuts. What's going on? Let's have a quick look at this. Right, Jamie, yeah, okay, good. Jamie's good. Waiting to hear if you're needed tonight. Well, your Volton will deal with that, mate. I've still got it. Thank you. I do still have it. Whatever that is, I'm supposed to have. But not bad, mate. Considering 4 months no driving, that was quite good. Georgia Priest is in, saying good luck to everyone. Hey, George. By the way, guys, I've got to say this. Georgia Priest, thank you for reminding me just by being there. The Thursday Night Thunder, so you know obviously FRL is global. Yeah, we've got stuff that happens in the UK, we've got people that come and race with us from all over Europe, from Australia, from America. So we've got the Thursday Night Thunder, which is predominantly set up for our members that, well, live in other parts of the world really, so predominantly the States and Australia. They've had a really amazing first season, and I mean amazing. You know, this is building from the ground upwards. That season's finished. They're just going into season 2, and I think they've had over 30 people sign up so far for the second season. Now, whether all of those 30 commit and race, who knows? But the point is they've now got over 30 individuals that want to get involved. So credit to you. Well done, Georgie. Keep up that work. You'll be having 2, 3, 4, 5 tiers before you know it, my friend. Chris is good. He's bad in the pits earlier. Cascanova, hello, buddy. How are you? Supporting Hutch, yeah, good shout. And Woody's getting too good. Yeah, he is getting good. He is getting good. So, whilst we just talk about that. Oh dear, and we've got some bum kissing, it would appear, going on in the live chat now. Cascanova is telling Chris how much he loves him. Don't say that to him. As, well, Hutch must have heard his name being mentioned because he just binned it. Yeah, don't be too nice to Getman. That's just not allowed. So, in terms of check-in, we've got 2 absentees this evening. So, Ev and I are out, can't be with us tonight, and Cascanova, as you will have guessed, because he is in the live chat, can't be with us. So, stepping in, we should have Will Friedman, everyone's favourite reserve, who's usually just turns up and does really well. And there is room for one more, which I know Chris was trying to sort out. So let's see. Let's see what happens with that. So 4 of you in so far. Thank you very much. I've only got 1 like. Please like this. Yeah, I'm going to be here for hours. And you know what it's like on a Sunday. The race format is as follows. We have a 30-minute race. Sorry, I'll start again. So after our free practice, we have a 15-minute qualifying session. We then have a 30-minute race, which will have 1 mandatory stop for tyres. We then have a very short second qualifying session where the top 5 from race 1, they are not allowed to qualify and will start in reverse order. So first we'll start 20th, second we'll start 19th, yada yada, for the top 5. And Briz does the same. I don't know if you're half watching this stream, mate, and just you'd like stopping there. I mean, it looks pretty cool as Lely goes out, so keep an eye on Lely. Michael has put a lap in, and Michael, and let's have a look at Traction. Michael and Traction, the Northern Rebels is what I'm going to call them. Neither have any blue on their livery, which is shocking. Yeah, they're supposed to be in the pro class. Maybe they're in a class of their own. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Oh, Dow's in. Hello, Dow. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom. Wow. Sounds pretty good to me, Dow. As Lely, he goes out for another lap. We've got about 4.5 minutes left of free practice. So, yeah, as I say, we will have our qualifying session, the first 30-minute race. Then there'll be a very short second qualifying session where the top 5 are not allowed to qualify. And then we have another 30-minute race, which I'm sure everybody that has partaken and joined us for GT3 Sundays previously are well aware that race 2, I mean race 1 is always impressive, but race 2 is usually something else, because you've got all the quick guys from race 1 trying to battle their way through, probably stopping on lap 1, get the pit stop out the way. But then you've got all the other guys scrambling for their little bit of fame. And again, remember, there's a lot that can happen in the points this evening, with it being the penultimate round. So you guys are going to want to have to stay for all the racing this evening, I guarantee that. Dow's here to support everybody, even me. Yes, thanks, Dow. I knew I could rely on you, mate. Don't forget, tomorrow we have an appointment, a very important appointment tomorrow, Dow. Obviously it's going to be cold, but I need to obviously show everybody this beautifully crafted FRL coffee delivery device. Yeah, it's going cold. Beautiful. Right, so lap guide will be upcoming in qualifying. I'm sure you all really want to know how to do a quick lap round here. Obviously, that's why I'm going to deliver that information. So GT Jamie's in. Nice. Okay, so me and Jamie were just having a little chat there. He was just mentioning live chat. So I thought yesterday, well, I'll let you into a secret. The wife and the kids, I dropped them off to London on Friday. Yeah. So I've had Friday, Saturday, we're now Sunday. I mean, I almost feel like I've got a freedom pass and I'm on holiday. And tomorrow, completely to myself, it's been bliss. And I have filled my days with football and ACC. So I went on yesterday, was doing some laps round Spa for the Taco Tuesday on the PS5. And I was thoroughly enjoying myself, actually. And GT Jamie came on, we had a couple of laps together. And we were 45 thousandths apart, which I thought was quite impressive, considering I know that most of these people are all sat there with Fanatec and rigs. And I'm here in my, well, you can't see it now, in my lowly little playseat challenge with a G29. So, yeah, can't complain about that. Who's an anchor? Michael. Michael's calling someone an anchor. Even though I don't love this track, but Alexis feels she's got an anchor. Oh, right, okay. I thought you were calling someone an anchor, mate. As in an anchor. Yeah, obviously. Controller scrolls back. Oh, is that what you're using, Mike? Are you using the T150? Ow! No problem. Hey, that's basically the same, isn't it? You know, we've basically got controllers that are round. That's what we've got. And obviously we can't talk because I Am Slow is, I nearly said a word that you're not allowed to say then on YouTube, is pretty poo-poo hot, and he uses a controller, so maybe we just need to practice more. Maybe we shouldn't be so old. Maybe that's what it is. Cascadova, who are you asking if they're racing on Tuesday? Me or someone else? Yeah, 100%. More feeling if I steer with my head. Yeah, there's nothing in there at all, is there? Right, I'm getting sidetracked. We've got 23 seconds, it's fine. I'm chatting with the boys that are in here, that are also in the chat, which is great. 5 watching at the moment. No, I won't be racing on Tuesday, mate. No, I'll be doing comms. But, again, it helps. You know, if I'm doing the comms, if I'm sort of picking out what my pace is to see where I would slot in amongst you guys. So if you're all in the 219.2 category, just saying spoiler alert, then that's where I'd be. So yeah, right, free practice is currently finishing. We're about to go into qualifying for round 7 of the pure SimGear GT3 Sunday Formula Racing League ACC Championship. That's a mouthful, isn't it, guys and girls? But yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be better than good. It's going to be blooming epic. As we just wait for the slow coaches, Traction, Yvolton, Hutch and Jamie to finish off. They're doing their last practice lap. I mean, anytime you're ready, gents, would be great. But so Lely's still leading the pace. Hasn't improved on that 24 flat. Briz has improved though. He's under a tenth, so 99 thousandths off that pace. And Floppy Fox, dark horse I feel for this. Dark horse for this. Him and Michael are going to have a good battle today. Obviously, as will Lely. So I was thinking a little bit earlier on that obviously we've got this and one more race for Sunday, and then the Sunday season is going to finish. We're going to have a break for the Sundays. Green light. Give it all you got. As we go into qualifying. So there is, ladies and gents, if you don't already know, there is going to be well, there's going to be like a mixed Monday short season starting. Who's that? Kev's got out, is he? Is that Kev? Who's jumped out pretty quickly there? Yep. No. So Kev's got out pretty quick. And Woodward, he says, wow, I'm going to win qualifying. So we'll have a look at him, shall we? 19.6s. Nice. Nice, very nice. That should be competitive, I think, Cascanova, no? Obviously, I'm sure we're going to see a few people in the 18s, but I think 19s is good pace. So currently we've just started qualifying, so I was going to say we're on board with Woodward, but he's decided he doesn't want to take that mantle on, and I believe that's Lely. Yeah, so let's have a look up. Right, let's get on board with Lely. Again, this isn't the PS5, so look what I can do. I can look around. Fabulous. I love it. Right, as we go through Sheen curve there. Okay, on the way down to Sterling's second gear corner. We're going to do our lap guide in just a moment. That's one lap Cascanova though that I was better. The rest were like 23s or something. No, I'm joking. Right, onto the Bradham straight we go. In Lenny's Bentley, so we come to the left hand side of the track. We want the second orange part on that wall there. That's our brake and turning point. We need to balance through there, but we need to be on the power as we come up towards Druids, under the bridge, hard on the brakes, down to first. We're going to trail her in, and then we're going to slowly pick up the throttle there, drag her out to the left, then pull back across to the right on the way down to Graham Hill Bend. Just before the curbing, we're down into second, turn in, hard on the power. You can use more of that, yeah, as you saw there, use a little bit more than track limits. On the way up to Surtees, difficult one, down into second, you've got to wait. It's annoying that one, because you have to wait. If you get on the throttle too early, you're going to be totally offline, but you've got to get on the throttle early enough, because you've got this big straight down Pilgrim's Drop as we come up towards Hawthorns, I believe, right-hander. Look for the board on the left, down the gear, tight to the curb, and then we're going to drift out wide again as we come up to Westfields on the brakes, down the gear. It's a brave one, that looked very sedate, and that's because Lenny's more than used to that car. We'll talk about that again in a minute as we come up to Sheen Curve. Even more brave on this one, literally just a dab of brakes, down the gear, throw that car in as we into Sterling's again. Second gear corner, hard on the power, down clearways as we come up to the last right-hander, which is Clark Curve. Board on the left there, 50 board, that's your brake and turning point. Again, you've got to balance that throttle, get on nice and early, and then just drag the car across onto the Bradham straight, and there is your first flying lap. And what we've done, a 24.459. So, not a bad sighter, but not quite good enough. 15 thousandths slower than traction, and his Lambo, he's done a 24.444. So, anyone that's watching, who's your money on tonight? I know you all support everyone, and we love each other in the FRL family, but you must want someone to win. Even you, Dal. I know you want your Volton to win, really. You must do. You're like brothers. So Jester is second off the pace and third, but we the Kevs just put one in there. Okay, so who's coming across to set a quick one? So Lenny's run there. Okay. Right, let's have a look at Briz, because remember Briz was 99 thousandths off in free practice from Lenny. So he's done a 25.6 to start with, top left hand corner. He's a couple of tenths up on that. He's losing a bit of time now, so I think he's probably, well, he doesn't look like he's totally backed out of that. Up towards Sheen, and we've got quite a bit of dust being kicked up there, so someone's had a little wander. That looks like Traction Dave in the Lambo. Yeah, I recognise his livery because there's no red or blue in it. Cascanova's going for Michael for the winning pro. We all win when it's good racing. By our resident politician and member for the Scottish Parliament Party, Dal. But that is the right answer, Dal. We do all win, and Brizzle stops again. I'm going to change his name from Brizzle to Gravel. That is exactly what I'm going to do. Right, but he did improve, so he's only 3.5 tenths. Lely's improved. Wow, Lely's ducked it under the 24, so he just did a 24.5. He's now done a 23.7, so that's also quicker than free practice. We have only got a fast track at the moment. It's 20 ambient, 25 on track, so they're very, very good temps for these guys to be sticking in some fast laps. And psst, if you're watching, guys, use these fast laps to qualify for the Race of Champions stuff. That's exactly what I would be doing, but not right now because I'll be with a controller. Right, Floppy Fox, what's he up to? third in the Pro Championship, only 20 points behind Lely. Let's see, so he's 6/10 up, nearly 7/10 up. Let's just listen to the angry Lexus. She is angry. It's not a bad lap this one. So we did 25.1 before. He's 7.5 up. Oh, I've got to be careful. I was talking about that corner earlier on, and this one. He's blind faith more than anything. You obviously you know your braking point and your turning point. They're blind corners, so you've just got to trust. Yeah, you just got to. Okay, I know where I'm going. I'm going to plant this, and you've got to be confident that the car's going to stick. So Jinx in front gets a little bit sideways there, a little bit loose coming out of Clark Curve onto the Brabham Straight. So Floppy does a 24.1, so he goes provisional second place. Nice, very nice with his T150. I know that's obviously not what we should be comparing everyone to, but hey, it's information that I have. I was saying earlier on about these really awesome stats. That Kev gave me actually. Let me just find them. So he was doing some comparisons, yeah, and again these are great stats, right? Really good stats. And Lenny's improved again at 23.667. So Floppy's four and a bit tenths off. Fresh is another 4 tenths off. The traction is 7.5 tenths off. Renville 8 tenths off. Marrick's in 6th, nearly a second off the pace. As Renville gets out of the way there. I Am Slow is currently 7th. We the Kevin, who remember is the AM class leader, is currently 8th overall in terms of qualifying, 1.1 off the pace. Woodward 2nd, Fresh Jinx 9th, Fresh Jinx 10th. Michael Races is currently in 11th place. So I think he's probably going to just do a well, sort of a one-lap wonder, I would assume. Jester's in 12th, Hutch is 13th at the moment, is McLaren. Your Volton's 14th, GT Jamie's standing in tonight is 15th, 2.5 seconds off the pace in a Ferrari. Tro is 17th, Andy Cray 18th, and then Nathbit and Big Time Dave haven't set a lap time yet. So anyway, a couple of these little stats for you, right? So Lely, where is it? Right, so these are the season stats, right? So Lely has done 11 races so far this season. No wins. He's had 9 podiums, 9 of which, so he's had 9 top 5 finishes, 10 top 10 finishes, and 2 poles. So clearly, Lely is ultra consistent. But I would expect that in the Bentley because, I mean, Lely only drives the Bentley, right? So I would definitely expect that. Michael Races, who is 2nd in the championship. So Michael has, again, so let's go with the 11 races. Michael's won 4. He's had 6 podiums, 9 top 5 finishes, 9 top 10 finishes, and 2 poles. And obviously it wouldn't be right if he didn't send me some of his own stats, because I mean obviously that is an interesting talking point. Has Michael done anything yet? Yeah. He's out on a lap at the moment. Let's have a look at what Michael's doing. So he's up, and he's just invalidated. So it doesn't look like him and the Lambo are getting on too well with brands at the moment. So anyway, the beautiful facts about Kevin is this. So 11 races for himself, 4 wins, 9 podiums, that's impressive, 10 top 5s, 11 top 10s, and 5 poles. So I think we can safely say that he's definitely the class leader there. If he outscores Nathbit, I think if he outscores him in both races, then he's going to get the championship this evening. I think that's what we're going to get to. I think he needs to increase that gap by about 17. So all to play for. Cascanova, I think you might be right there. He might be a good showing. Dal, do you know what? I've just seen something pop up. Not literally. I mean, you guys will understand if you have a look at the general chat on Discord as I'm trying to be serious and commentate on this amazing epic racing. Dal has put on there, guys, can we all congratulate Cooper on his new job? This man can commentate on anything. And it's a fantastic picture of my mug next to some kind of adult entertainment billboard, and all I could say is sometimes my job is long and hard, Del, but sometimes it's definitely worth it. So thanks for that, mate. Right, back to the serious stuff. Numpty. You're such a numpty, Del. That's fabulous. That's brilliant. Right, anyway. Serious commentator face. Right, come on, Mikey. Let's get a decent lap on the board. So, fresh. Ooh, Brizzle, look at that. 6,000ths. Nice. Wow, I'm actually going to just get off Michael. Not literally, it's not a category in that channel, Dal. Onto the Cooper straight. Haven't mentioned that once yet today, by my straight. That's right. Right, are you up? Right, so this is his out lap. Okay. Can WD-40 do it? Lely's improved. Lely's improved to 23.484. So he's now pushed nearly 2/10 on Briz. Again, remember last week I was massively impressed with a certain individual for their qualifying performance. And who was that? Come on, guys. Who was it? Marek Mariola. Look at him. He sat there in third in his Ferrari. He was phenomenal last week. I think he qualified second. Really, really impressed with him. Again, he's up there in third. So, I don't know. I mean, you know, historically, Marek has been around, I'd probably say, 7th. Yeah, around between sort of 6th and 9th would be where he would sit. A marked improvement from him towards the end of this season. He's now pushing the top guys, certainly in terms of qualifying. He did really well last week. Had some unluckiness, which obviously affected his finishing position in the race. But again, that's impressive. So Floppy is 4th at the moment. Traction is in the pits, 5th. We the Kev is in 6th. He's just gone into the pits. We've got just over 2 minutes left of this qualifying session. So if they're getting in to make a change, they need to be getting there. We need good footing on. Like, yeah, I know we do. But I mean, get me that job. Why not? So Renville 7th. Woodward is 8th. I Am Slow is currently 9th, and Andy Cray rounds out the top 10. So we've got just over a second separates 1 to 10. There is a gap. There is definitely a gap there. The midfield pack, as always, looks very strong. Traction Dave down to Andy Cray. Those 5 are separated by about a 1/10 and a half. So that's going to make for, well, interesting jostling for position. So Fresh should be on a lap now. No, he's down. Half a second down, and he's binned it. He's going to need more than WD-40 to fix that. Of course he is. Okay, so Fresh Jinx in his McLaren. He's 11th. Michael races. I don't know what the game plan is. I haven't watched Michael too much this evening because normally I don't have to. I mean, it's normally pretty nailed on. Michael equals pole. Or Michael equals front row. That's normally what happens. But it doesn't seem like he's having a massive amount of luck tonight. But you watch him now. Okay, he's left himself enough time. He's got one more lap. Just giving himself enough space. And Yvolton in front is obviously just trying to make sure he doesn't get on pole there. You saw that. That's a great time, Briz. It's a great time, mate. Right, so Michael comes round Clark Curve onto the Bradham Straight. So this is it. 20 seconds left until the flag drops. This is last chance saloon, Michael. Otherwise, you're going to be in the pack, my friend. Paddock Hill Bend. You can see he's just squeezing that throttle on there. That's nice. Up towards Druids. He's going to get on the brakes underneath the bridge. As he does, you can see he's still trailing that brake there. So he's a 1/10 or so up on his quickest lap. Now 2/10. I don't know. She just doesn't look. She doesn't look that happy, I've got to say. Up towards Surtees. Get it tucked in. Squeeze that throttle. Now go. Okay, that was all right. We've got the long straight now. I don't think he's going to get any. No, he's definitely not going to get any tow from We the Kev in front. Down Pilgrim's Drop. Oh dear me. Wow, We the Kev absolutely binned that one. So he was pushing pretty hard. Nice and brave through here, not taking enough curve, that's invalid. No, he just, wow, literally just kept that within the track limits as we go through. Machine curve there, you can see just slight corrections on the steering wheel, so he's struggling with there a little bit. Okay, so he's 4/10, he's gaining time all the way down clearways, down into second, squeeze and go for it, you've got nothing to lose now. So he's got to improve by about 4/10. Where's that got to put him overall? Puts him up to 9th, wow. And that's just because you've got no blue on your livery, Michael. That's why that happens there. So who else we got in here? Stay on Michael Can. Cod War Shorty. Yeah, no, I did. I kept on, Mike. Kept on him. Don't worry. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there's your grid for round 7. Congratulations, Lenny. You will start on pole alongside Brizzle, who's just under 2/10 down there. Second row is Marek Mariola, fabulous from him again, and Floppy Fox. I want to keep an eye on Floppy Fox. I know he's not massively happy with that Lexus, but I think he is a dark horse for this. Traction is 5th, starts alongside We the Kevin, who, if you remember, ladies and gents, does lead the AM class and could wrap that up tonight with the 2 races. Renville is 7th alongside Woodward in the 999 McLaren. Michael Races is 9th. Who's that? 1 for 1, that's GT Jamie. Michael Races is 9th alongside I Am Slow. GT Jamie is standing in tonight, is 11th in the 141 Ferrari. You can see he's just popped in front of us there with those beautiful Gamer Dad wheels. That's all I'm going to say on that. Andy Cray's 12th. Then we've got Jinx and Hutch are 13th and 14th. Jester is 15th in his Bentley. And then Yavolton is 16th in the rather angry and violent Lambo. 2.5 seconds down. Tro 17th. Big Time Dave 18th. Then we've got a gap for 19th. Obviously that's my car from earlier on in free practice. And Nathbit is 20th. So there you go. There is your starting grid. Yeah, matching you are slow. It's not bad. It is not bad at all. So you with the steering wheel and I'm slow with the controller. I mean, I wouldn't be massively proud of that. Well, I would, because you boys are all really quick. So yeah, ease yourself into the race. Let's see how you get on. Floppy Fox, Marek. That's where we're gonna start with Marek. That's what we're gonna do today. So we've got a little bit of wait time now. Track has gone optimum. The track temp's gone up 1 degree. That's fine. That's not going to make a huge difference. Ambient temp is still at 20. So again, nice air temp to allow those engines to breathe and punch some more horses. Track's warm enough to make those tyres nice and sticky, probably without killing them. So are you, JB? Seriously, are you on the controller? Are you away with work again? You just jumped on with the controller. Is that what you're doing? Because otherwise, my man, I don't know about that. Right, what's that lap time? What lap time have you just done? So you've done a 1:24.5, 1:24.6. Yeah, 1:24.6 for Jamie. Check Discord. No, I'm just going to write this down. 1:24. So you know what I'm doing when these races are finished, don't you? Controller. And yeah, I'm going to try and beat a 1:24.6. Exactly what I'm going to do. Right, so look at them all, a bit wonky there. So a couple of minutes left. I'm on a joystick. Yes, Del, I'm sure you are. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying a word. I'm not getting my channel banned. No chance. Right, there's 8 of you watching, 7 of you watching, so that's fantastic, guys. 2 times 30-minute races. Shouldn't it be 15 then? No, mate, it's 2 30-minute races. That's what they always do for the Sundays, dude. No, you're not being stupid, Michael. That's just the way that the Sundays are. On a Thursday, yeah, Thursdays they do a 45-minute race and then a short 15-minute sprint race for the Arrive and Drive PS5. Arrive and Drive, brilliant. So drop a like, guys, if you're watching. Yeah, drop a like. It's always good when that happens. It lets me know that I'm not just sitting here babbling away to myself, apart from all you amazing people that join in on the live chats. But if there are all of you on the live chat, you should all press like, because you're all having fun, surely. 1 minute 30 left. So again, what are they doing? They're checking the setups, making sure their fuel strat's okay, just making any last minute tweaks. They need to look at the aero. Do they want to change the ride heights, the cambers, are the tyre pressures correct? All these tiny little things. Brake ducts, guys, check your brake ducts as well. That can make a big difference, as you all know. And that's it. They're probably all in the live chat. That's what they're doing, aren't they? What do you mean, another league? You're not allowed any other leagues. You know that. Once you join FRL, that is it. That's it. You're done. Dusted. You don't go anywhere else. You can't. It's not allowed. I mean, obviously you can. You can do what you like, but... Right, 40 seconds. 30 minutes of craziness around brands for round 7, race 1. And then we will have a 7-minute qualifying session before Liver. 30 minutes of absolute craziness around brands for race 2 of round 7. So get settled in. Hopefully you've all got a drink of some kind, be that water or something a little hotter maybe, or something a bit stronger. Who knows? Let me know what you like to do. 12 seconds to go. Okay, big things can happen tonight. Okay, they're off. They are off indeed. Cascanova, that is very kind of you, my friend. I haven't even mentioned it this evening, so thank you, sir. I am very humbled. Cascanova has just decided to buy me a coffee, which is great. I'm really, you know, I say it every week. If we all sit here together numerous times during the week and you guys like and enjoy and get some value out of what happens here and all the time it takes to do it, and stupidly all the electricity and power and, you know, and all those bits, then yeah, I always say go and have a look. buymeacoffee.com/comms by Coops. It's all one-off stuff, isn't it? It's not monthly. It's you know, you could buy me one for £2, you could buy me one for £500. It's really up to you guys. But thank you, Cascanova, I really appreciate that. Oh, you bought some of the gloves. You know what, I was seriously considering buying the gloves, but I mean, I've already got some kind of glovey things, so I haven't done it yet, but it is on my list. I've got a little spreadsheet I've put together where I'm hoping to use the money that I get from, well, now doing this sort of stuff and in real life doing the comms, to start upgrading equipment in here and stuff for the sim racing. So it's exciting. It's exciting, but let's not talk about that. Let's get ready for this. Okay. Here we got Flash in there. We the care, of course he is. Hi, we can see you. So they're all formed up. Oh, a little bit of weaving, a little bit of bobbing going on there. Okay, so onto the Brabham straight we are. 2x2, we're ready. We are ready. They're going to be nervous. I'd hope this is clean. I'm sure it will be as they cross the start finish line. And we're off. We are green, we are go. Okay, here we go. Round 7 of the FRL GT3 Sunday Championship as they all file through. So the top 6 are clear. Let's get a wider view of that. So as they're coming into Druids for the first time, the top 2, 4, 5, 6, they've all gone through. Lely's still holding the lead from Brizzle there. Looks like Floppy's going to make a move up the inside of Marek. He does. Marek runs wide, and that allows Traction Dave and We the Kev through. So Marek's off the track at the moment. That is not going to please him too much at the moment. Right, big time Dave. Okay, obviously the computer's doing its thing. That really annoys me when it does that on the first lap. But Briz has got himself a little run on Lely. as we come up to the two fast right-handers for the first time. Bravery needed, Bentley versus Bentley, so they're in the same machines. It's just now a question of setup and driving styles as they're on the way down Dingle Dow up towards Sheen Curve. Throw it in. You can see Briz is taking looked like he was taking a better line through there then, but then got a little bit squirrely on the outside as they go through Sterling for the first time. Floppy Fox is in third, Traction fourth, then you've got Weed Kev is in fifth place, and Michael's come up from ninth to sixth, so he's doing quite well off that start. And then you've got Woodward and Renville. So Weed Kev is leading the AM class. He is clearing the AM class because remember he is 50 odd points ahead of Nafbit, who is down in 15th. And we've got two coming into the pits already. They want to get their stops done. So Nafbit's coming, smart move. Marrick's coming in evidently after that terrible first lap there, and Andy Cray's coming in for his pits as well. So I think we'd better get on board with this one because it looks like it's developing quite nicely as we come up towards Surtees. Again, the beauty of these views, you can see the throttle and brake inputs down the bottom right hand corner. It's fantastic. These things are brilliant, yeah, when we're watching these things back, because it does genuinely, I believe, help us all learn, because you can see the different inputs that the drivers are having at the different parts of the tracks. Yeah, so there is a consultation fee with that as well. Sorry, Cod. What are you saying at the moment then, mate? You're asking about when you're in P1, you wait for P2, and then you end up in P5. Are you actually in this race? Yeah. Are you Marek? That's what I'm asking. Or are you just asking for general experience? So it looks like Lenny's pulled out a little bit of a gap there. There was 1.5 tenths in their lap times. Look at that. They're all in the 24s at the moment, which is really, really good to see. Floppy Fox, you know what? I mean, Floppy Fox is trying to catch them up. I want a different view on that. Okay, so Traction, you can see Traction there. He's a second off Floppy Fox in fourth place. Michael's got himself up to fifth. So, you know, whatever happened in qualifying for Michael, you know, looks like he's doing well, better in the race. He's gone from ninth to fifth. Track has gone up by another degree. So that will, if that continues doing that, no, Cods, no, you're not Marek, okay. So We the Kev leading the AM class is in sixth place. Renville is seventh at the moment, 8 tenths behind him, and then we've got a gap of 2.5 seconds back to Woodward. I am slow with his controller. Looks like he looks to be putting a bit of pressure on Neil. So we'll watch and see how that one develops in terms of the delta. Then we've got Hutch in 10th. In his McLaren, and Hutch is being chased down by Volton just as I go onto him, and blimey, Chris, I thought my friend you were going to bin that then, but you held that very well. It's all the PC driving you're doing. Tro's in 12th at the moment, 1.5 behind Chris. Then GT Jamie with his controller is in 13th place. Jester's 14th, 4.5 seconds behind, and then Big Time Dave looks like he's chasing him down, which he is, so we'll keep an eye on that. Jinx is in 16th at the moment, and then we've got Marek, Andy and Nafbit, who have all made their pit stop, remember. So, in terms of closest battle on track, we've got I Am Slow and Woodward. So let's get on board with Neil, actually. So we can see Neil trying to chase down Renville in front in that Lexus, but then we can also see he's got the Bentley all over the back of him as we come into Graham Hill Bend there onto Cooper Straight. So he's got half a second as they go through Surtees on the run down Pilgrim's Drop. Now, it'll be interesting to see how these two cars handle differently through the two fast right-handers. We're going to watch that in a moment, and we'll see how much I Am Slow can close up to the back of Woodward. He is making inroads, isn't he? Well, they're both taking a big cut there. That was a big cut, as you expect. You need to be brave there. It's only 3 tenths now, the gap between these two, as they go up Swans Curve on the way down. Oh, this is getting tasty. This is getting tasty. Let's stay in car. Let's try and get in the head of Neil. Please don't overtake me. I would do an impression here, but I don't think I can get the accent to be that northern. I get it, Cod, I get it. Yes, that is something that me and a friend of mine, as we go into Druids, and that gap is pretty much the same. But look, they seem to be catching Renville and we the Kev in front, so these two, it would appear they're pushing each other on. We've got blue flags being waved. Well, that shouldn't be right. No one needs to be blue flagged yet. But just to touch on your point there, Cod, yeah, in the old public lobby days, me and my teammate Timmy Blunder, that's exactly what we used to do. We'd be running out front and be quite bored, so we would deliberately slow down to invite other people, if you like, into the race to make it more interesting, and just have a little bit of fun. You know, could be cruel, could not be, you know, however you want to look at that. Wow, he is so close to the back of him. And so it looks like I'm Slow's now backed off a little bit. He's probably just composing himself, just thinking, okay, I'm trying to push this guy around, trying to figure out where he's weak, where I'm strong. So he's probably just taking a little breather. He's got it back down to 3/10 again. But yes, you would often end up doing that, and then you bring one or two other people into your race, shall you say, by slowing down. And yeah, ultimately you'd end up them probably getting punted or something terrible happening. So after doing that a few times, I thought, no thanks. Dale, I can always keep up with Timmy, my friend. Okay, always. I'm not saying on the same lap. I didn't say that, did I? No. I can still keep up with him. Yeah. There's only about a second in it, really, between me and Timmy. And that's if I'm having a bad day, you know. The thing that I always like to say about myself and Timmy Blunder, which, you know, people will hear it, he will be back with us very, very shortly. Yeah, he's getting himself kitted out at the moment. He is absolutely rapid, and he is chomping at the bit to, oh, we've got some action there. Who's that? Is that Jinx? Yes, so Jinx has got out of the way. Whether that was on purpose out of the way or just getting out of the way, as we have a look at this from a slightly different view. Keep an eye on the times. But Timmy, yeah, Timmy wants his lap records back, Michael. That's what he's saying. He wants his lap records back. So he's determined to start doing that. And that's great. He can have all the lap records he wants. But I guarantee over the course of a championship, there'll be more points in my side of the garage. Yeah. So traction is only half a second. No way. No way. Traction's let Michael through, or Traction's had an off. So now we've got Floppy Fox, who is third in the championship. Okay, Michael's obviously decided to turn the wick up. So Floppy Fox is third in the championship. Michael is second. Yeah, Michael qualified ninth. He's got himself up to fourth. So maybe Traction got out of the way and did the teammatey thing, even though there's no teams in this championship. So maybe that has happened. And Michael is now all over the back of Floppy Fox. So in front, Brizzle's still holding second place. And obviously there is quite a gap then developing towards Lely, and you can see Fresh Briz is just in front of these two, so we've got quite a fight developing. We've had 10 minutes, so we're a third into this race already. How has that happened? That is quick. Exactly, shake and bake. That is exactly what it is. So who's getting out of the way there? So Nathbit. Is that Nathbit getting lapped? So this, you know, if we look at not Floppy, the car in front is Nathbit. Remember, Nathbit is second in AM class. Yeah, is 55 points behind We the Kevin, and he's 16th. Okay, I know he's pitted, but he's going to be losing. Look at all the time he's going to be losing now by the way, doing fantastic driving. Yeah, in terms of respecting the flags, understanding that he's got steady. Oh my word, we nearly had contact there. Michael thought he's going to send up the inside at Surtees, and he certainly seems to have. The side by side, look at that, what amazing action at side by side down Pilgrim's Drop. Who's going to be brave? I think, well, Michael can't go around the outside there, that's for sure. And Floppy Yeah, well, I was going to say Floppy held his line, but then went wide off the track eventually, and Michael's got himself through into third place. So, unfortunately, I think Floppy, in his eagerness to defend there, probably just got his turning point fractionally wrong. But you only need it to be fractionally wrong in this simulator, as you know. So, Lely's up top, Briz is second, 4.5 seconds behind. Michael's got himself up into the podium places, 2 seconds behind Brizzle. That's going to come down, and then Floppy Fox has now moved down to 4th place, 3/4 of a second behind Michael. We the Kev is 5th. He's doing all he can to try and sort the championship. Renville is 6th at the moment. Let's have a look at these two. Let's get on board with We the Kev. So again, remember, we've got the 2 different liveries. So We the Kevin is in a vehicle with red, which shows it is the AM class as we come up to Druids, and then behind him you've got Renville, who has got blue, which signifies that he is in the pro class, and you can see there's another red car behind, which is Yvolton in his Lambo. So I think this will work quite well with the drivers. I've seen some good manoeuvres so far, people respecting blue flags and probably looking in the mirror and seeing it being blue and thinking, holy, doodah, this is the pro class, I'm not going to get involved in that battle. So We the Kev in 5th place at the moment, defending against Renville. So we've got Bentley versus Lexus, 2 beastie cars. No, they're not. No, they're not teams though, are they? They're not. They're not. The teams were stopped, I believe. Let me check, because, well, if there are teams, obviously there are no results on there once we amalgamated the 2 tiers. That's what I think anyway. Right, on to the Brabham Straight. So Nafbit's involved there as well. He's got to be. Nafbit has got to try and make up some time at the moment. Essentially he's looking. Well, you can see Nafbit is behind Renville. Yeah, and we're on board of We the Kevin. So those 2 are 1 and 2 in their class. But obviously there's a lap difference at the moment. One has pitted, one hasn't. So all this time that Nafbit's being held up or having to move out of the way is probably going to hurt him in the long run, I think. So Lely's still up top, 6.2 seconds. Freshbridge second. Where's Michael there? Michael's pitted. Okay, so he's got himself into the podium, then thought, right, I'm going to ditch it now. Ditch and pit, so he gets that done. So Floppy's back up into 3rd. We the Kev, as we're watching at the moment, is 4th. Renville 5th, and then we've got Woodward, Hutch are 6th and 7th. GT Jamie with his controller is in 8th, and then Jester in the number 3 Bentley is currently 9th place. So Michael's pitted, so's Traction, so's Marek, I Am Slow, Andy Cray, Tro, Nafbit, Yvolton, Jinx and Big Time Dave have all pitted. So it's just your top 9 that need to decide what is the right time to do that. We don't have any close battles at the moment. That will evidently all change once people have decided to get in the pits. So let's give Jester a little bit of time. Yeah. Yes, Dal, I do agree. There will always be team orders between Traction and Michael, and that was, there's no better way of understanding that than what was put out on Discord the other day. That beautiful picture of Dave lying across a garage roof, obviously been ordered to by Michael, and
we are at the halfway mark. Still
peachy is all. That's the word I'll use. I think Brizzle will definitely agree with that. Lurchies, hello buddy, how you doing? Good to have you with us. Seems like it's been ages since we've had you on a GT3 Sunday, mate. Hope you're well, enjoying your weekend. Hopefully you're not out at 3 o'clock in the morning going to work. As Jester makes his way down, Pilgrim's drop there. So again, what I was saying to you earlier on about watching these races back, even from this angle here, you get a real appreciation of the type of lines people are actually taking and where their braking points are, where their acceleration points are, because we can see all that information. It is a great learning tool, and then listening to me over the top of that, paradise, I think. Just, I'll describe it. Right, who's else in the pits? Right, Hutch has decided to get his pit stop done, so he's trying to do an undercut on Jamie and Jester, quite possibly. So Traction Dave is ahead of Marek, so they've swapped. Well, they haven't. I know Marek went backwards on the first lap, then pitted early. So in terms of net position, Traction is now ahead of Marek, which is pretty good actually. I'm gonna go and have a look at Yvolton in his Lambo red. So he has followed the direction in terms of the split, the colours and the classes. You know what's going to happen in a minute, folks. You all know what's going to happen very shortly. Close your eyes. Too much grass, Chris. Too much grass, Chris. PS4 lurches. PS4. Everyone's on the PS4 on a Sunday, mate. Right, come on, Chris. Let's have a lifetime special fastest lap as we go through Druids. Hard on the brakes. Get on that throttle. Get over to the right-hand side. Brake for the curve in second. Tuck her in. You could have broke a little bit earlier. Then you'd be on the power earlier. Oh, something exciting actually. Oh, you'll be on tomorrow. Good, okay. That sounds good. So yesterday I spent about 3.5 hours in the morning filming a new series for the YouTube channel. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but the first bits of that will come out this week, and yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. I think you will. Yeah, I'm trying to add some more bits to the channel to help you guys, you know, just to give some more ideas, some tips out there. You know, if you like it, great. If you don't, well, I just wasted my time, but hey, I enjoyed doing it. So, well, Yvolton didn't crash on that lap, so well done you, Chris. And I'm not being facetious when I say that, I'm being genuine. Because I was listening to that car all through free practice. Oh, hey, get off there. Oh, we had 2 off. Oh, Christ. And who's behind? Is that Nafbit? Yes, and Nafbit had gone off there at Paddock Hill Bend as well. So we didn't actually see them both go off, therefore it is not my fault. But they did both definitely go off. So Lely comes in for his stop. He's just coming out now. Where's Michael? Probably going to be quite far behind. Yeah, he's just coming around Clark Curve now. So Lely gets in and out of the pits. That's good for him. And Floppy is now just coming out of the pits. This is going to be an interesting battle between these two. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Oh, you see Michael just chopped across the front of him there. So Floppy's going to be like, come on, give me that place back as they go up towards Druids. But Michael's thinking, well, I've got sticky tyres now, mate, and you don't. So... no, it's not. It's not a Coops vlog, mate. No, I think no one wants to see that. Nobody wants to see or listen to me for that long, I think. You know, Sunday evening, you guys can probably just about put up with it because you talk to each other in the live chat. No, it's not a vlogging thing, no. I'm not that way inclined, I don't know. Hi, this is what I did today. No, not for me. Oh, he had to back out the throttle there, didn't he? He's pushing. Go on. Nice and... who's Dallas? Is she fit? Anyway, stop it, you put me off again. Right, in Sterling's we go. So it's still... no, Michael's eked out 7/10 now. Right, so Fresh Briz, he has not pitted yet. What's the gap? What gap has he got? So he's running long at the moment, but he's stuck. He is really stuck in traffic. And who's that trying to unlap? Is that I Am Slow behind him? It is, and we've just had someone basically just, jump out of the way. I Am Slow manages to get ahead of Briz. I believe Fresh Brizzle, you should be pitting, my friend, but he decides not to. So he stays out for another lap. Although that's not helping his race now. He's now behind I Am Slow, and he's on the lead lap. So it's creating a bit of an awkward situation, and he's flashing away at him. I Am Slow should be getting out of the way because he is not on the lead lap. Fresh Brizzle is leading this race, but I Am Slow is obviously saying, well, I am quicker than you, so I'm not racing for position, so I'm not going to get out of the way. But now he does get out of the way. Ash is in. Hey Ash, hope you're well, mate. Yeah, that was a very good race on Friday. I did watch some of it. Yeah, Floppy's. Yeah, we know Floppy's quick, isn't he? Floppy is a quick driver. Him and Ben were quite happy, and Connor, they were quite happy with their results, weren't they? I think. Anyway, so Fresh is still leading this race. 15 laps done. I think he needs to be pitting quite soon, though. We've only got 7 3/4 minutes left of the race, so we're more than 2/3 in. Hasn't pitted yet. What's the gap? That's what I want to know. What gap does he have back to Lely? I'm sure he's probably not eked out enough to be ahead. Is he going in yet? No, he's still not going in the pits. So this is a brave strategy. He's obviously just trying to run as long as possible. So there's Lely. Okay, so he does have quite a good lead. And Lenny's got an 11-second lead over Michael, but Floppy Fox, well, he wants a piece, so let's get back on board with these two again. Podium battle recommenced. No King of the Hills tonight, mate. Ash, that's pretty good, man. 12th to 6th, in fact, that's very good. You should be really happy with that. I would be. 10 of you watching at the moment. Please take half a second, ladies and gents. You know what I'm going to ask you to do. Press like, please. Yeah, it takes half a second. Helps the channel massively. Helps more people see FRL, watch you guys, see how good your racing is, and make people want to join in, which is what we want. So as you come down the Brabham Straight into Paddock Hill Bend for the 17th time, Michael. They are very similarly paced, these two. And Floppy goes a bit deep there into Druids. They are similarly paced. Got to give them that. I don't think Michael's massively comfortable with his Lambo. Certainly didn't appear that way in qualifying. And it's not like he's soaring away at the steering wheel, but he doesn't seem ultimately happy with her. And also, I know Floppy is definitely not happy with that Lexus. Yeah, is not happy with her at all. So, those two are both driving not in optimal conditions, but they're doing a great job. Lily's just pounding out those laps at the moment, and Briz still hasn't pitted. Again, you can see he is ahead of I Am Slow, but not by much. So, let's see what happens there. Traction is in 5th, so he's having a good, steady, solid race there. We the Kev is in 6th place. Obviously, he is leading the AM category, and he's doing a great job there. Remble is still 7th. Woodward is still 8th in his McLaren. I Am Slow, who we're watching, is currently in 9th place, and Andy Cray makes up the top 10 in his McLaren. Hutch has been putting some pretty decent laps in, actually. Some haven't gone quite his way. He's had a couple of offs, but he's 11th at the moment. Marek, after a fantastic, again, absolutely fantastic qualifying session, qualified 3rd. By the time he got onto Cooper Straight, ran out wide and lost a ton of places and pitted early. Hasn't recovered from there, so he's 12th. Tro is 13th in his Merc. Would not fancy the Merc round here. Not at all. Not at all. GT Jamie, he's in the Ferrari. He's in 14th place, standing in this evening, and is driving on a controller. So, well done to you, big man. Jester's in 15th. Being consistent, putting those laps in, that's all you could do. Just that, use that, watch everyone else, take as much information as you can when you're racing with someone. Your Volton is 16th in the deadly, well, I'd say the deadly Lambo. I suppose it depends who's driving it, doesn't it, really? Fresh Jinx 17th in the McLaren, Big Time Dave in the Audi, and Nafbit in the Audi. Nafbit is plumb last, so that championship really could be done tonight. Really could be. Brizzle still hasn't pitted. How long have we got left? 3.5 minutes. Briz, you need to pit. I hope he hasn't forgotten that he needs to pit. Night Lurchies, have a wonderful sleep, buddy. And again, I am slow. It is evidently much quicker. Manages to get past him. I wouldn't say they're working together as a team, because they're not a team. Fresh, you need to pit. You need to pit now. Pit. He hasn't pitted. Okay, so he'll get another lap in. 1 minute 24. And then he's going to pit. It is a dangerous strategy. Hope he hasn't forgotten he needs to pit, because that would be awful. We've got a little bit of a battle going on here. Look at that. Floppy is all over the back of Michael. That's like half a tenth, yeah. So we've probably got 2 laps left of this race. I did say these two are very similarly paced, and they're just pushing each other as much as they can at the moment as they go through the quick section. Down Dingle down, up towards Sheen. No, you're not going to make a move there, surely. Who's gone off in front? So that's Big Time Dave. Big Time Dave just went off to the left there as we come through Sterling. Second gear on the power. What a great finish we're going to have to this race. Yeah, I think he will. Well, he should pit last minute. Double yellow. Who's that? I think that was Nafbit again. Yeah, he's ended up in the pits. Not had a great race this evening, so doesn't look like Brands is his circuit, really. Into Druids we go. We'll get this lap and another one. Then this epic battle between these two for the podium. Obviously we don't know exactly where Brizzle's going to come out from his pit stop. He certainly ran long. So Floppy's backed off a little bit. You can see that gap has physically grown. So Brizzle is in the pits. He's just on his way. Right, so he's just on his way in. There's Lely. There's Briz. Right, let's keep an eye on Lely. Michael, they're now 6/10, so we don't need to concentrate on that too much as Lely comes through Sterling's. It's got to be close. So Briz is still in the pits. Lely's coming up towards Clark Curve. Yeah, he was. I think he was about 7 seconds ahead earlier on in the race. It's coming up towards Paddock Hill Bend now. Brizzle's still in the pits, so obviously he's lost first place. And he's just leaving the pits now. Michael's just going through, and Floppy's just going through. Oh, here we go, peeps. The last lap. So we are the last lap of the race. Brizzle has gone extremely long. He's just come out of the pit, so he's given up first place. He didn't have first place anyway, so he's just tried to go along there, which has helped. He's kept second place, but as you can see behind, we've got Michael Races and Floppy Fox, and this is 2, 3 and 4 all line astern. That's a little bit wide there from Briz. He's not going to have tyres that are completely up to temperature, so but it is a short lap. But these two right-handed, well, the 3 right-handers coming up are going to determine the podium, I feel. Lenny's doing a brilliant job up front. He's holding that nicely at the moment. So I don't think there's going to be too much of a change there. Right, Lely's coming around. Those two are getting really close. Those two are getting close. Lely, congratulations, my friend. P1, well done to you. Let's get back on this fight. So Lely's won. Fresh Briz is coming up to Clearways. Sorry, to Clark Curve, and he's just making his way through there. That looks to be secure. And then Michael Races has just kept his nose in front of Floppy Fox there to take third place. So third and fourth congratulations you four. Dave is having a little bit of a play around with Kev for 5th and 6th place, and those two cross the line in those positions. That is a very solid points haul for We the Kev there. And then we've got Renville comes home in 7th. Woodward crosses the line now in 8th place, and I Am Slow with his controller is in 9th. Andy Crane, the McLaren, completes your top 10. So well done you, Andy. Hutch is coming through the last corner in 11th, and then Marek, who unfortunately he's had an absolute nightmare race, but hopefully he should qualify, I would suggest pole, for the next session. GT Jamie's 13th. It's not a bad effort at all there, mate, with the controller. Tro in 14th, and Jester. Tro and Jester having their own little race at the moment, and it looks like they went for a... Wow, well done, boys. They went for a photo finish, and then your Volton 16th, Fresh Jinx 17th, Big Time Dave 18th, and Nathbit had a race to forget, really, in 19th place. So, there you have it. Race 1 of round 7 complete. And remember, we will move into a very short qualifying session in a moment, which will, I believe, I mean, it should be 7 minutes. It normally ends up being 10. So yeah, once that happens, the top 5 obviously can't qualify. They can go out, they can, you know, go out and check the tyre pressures and things, but they're not allowed to qualify. And they will start at the back in reverse order. So Lely will be last, then it will be Fresh Brizzle, Michael, Floppy Fox and Traction. That will be your bottom 5. Yeah, but everyone else can then obviously set a qualifying time. Didn't want to pass Traction. That is exactly what I was going to say, and I honestly, because I thought, well, if you pass Traction, you're going to be starting at the back, you can't qualify. You can get this wrapped up today. Nafbit can obviously qualify, so you're thinking, I need to be in that fight. So that was a smart move. Jamie says that was more of a workout than using a wheel. Yeah, it is a bit of a nightmare. It is a bit of a nightmare. As everybody files back into the pits. You know what? I'm interested to know, of everyone watching, do you think, well, I do, that the blue and the reds are helping? Do you think that is helping other drivers realise who's around them on the track? Because obviously not everyone has the information up on their HUD. Yeah, some people have nothing on their screen at all because they're like really real racing drivers, and we just like to see who we're going to get next. That's my doubt. You know who the 101 is. Everyone knows who the 101 Ferrari is. Me. Although I wish it was number 8. And that is actually my number, but Will Freeman won't let me have it because he's moody. Good. Michael's having fun then. Michael's having fun, so he wants to pass on his congratulations to the top 3. He's just saying that Lexus is proving a bit of a workout. Did the glitch... No, the glitch didn't carry over, Dal. What happened was, in free practice, I logged in deliberately to the grid so I could say hello to everybody and wish them all good luck for later on. Yeah. And then obviously logged out of that, but because it was in a free practice session, it keeps a record of the car being in. But that hasn't stopped anyone else coming in. We've only got 19. So yeah, yours is 8 too. I know.
Green light, go, go, go.
It's not very good when does it? Oh, Kev's out, quick! Bloody hell, Kev, slow down. He's quick, isn't he? Oh, who's got in front of him? Oh, I love it. Neil, okay, of course he is. Neil and Kev are having their own race again. Right, so it has been set to 7 minutes, right? So we're now in the very short qualifying session, 7 minutes. So what, we've got a warm-up lap and then two flyers maybe. So it's important that people are getting out and getting some space. Now remember, your top 5 from the last race are not allowed to set a lap time. They can go out, but they can't set a lap time. So let's police that. Yeah, 28 points penalty if you do it. That's me. I do. I like to make mess, Del. In some ways. And this is what I love. This is, look what we've got here. Look, let's get back. So we've got red. So we're going through all the AM guys. Obviously, I am slow's not red, but he's got to fancy himself. Your Bolton. So I would say, going on form from the last qualifying session, that Marek, good, get out the pits. Marek should, touch wood, should be favourite for pole. Michael races, race 1 was my practice session. There you go, it was his practice session. Oh dear. Yeah, well, I noticed you didn't bother turning up to practice. Now, either A, that's because you were doing several pre-race routines because you'd eaten something you don't like, or B, it's getting too easy for you. Dave's in as well. Good evening, gents. That was tough. I love it that everyone jumps in. It's great. It's like having a top 5 little driver interview between races. It's great. I love it. Don't forget to press like, please. There are 11 people watching. I have 6 likes. But come on, guys. I'm not asking you to, like, become a patron of my channel, because I don't have that. I'm not, just like, bing, done. Easy peasy. Right. Let's actually have a look. Oh, someone's just yellow flagged that one. So where's Kev? There he is. Right, Kev's got to be on a proper lap now, hasn't he? Right, let's get on board with Kevin, who is your class leader in the AM class, and certainly has extended that lead with his class victory in the last race, and Nafbit's failure, really, to get decent points on board. Right, a 1:25.3. Okay, so we have a time on the board as it goes into Druids. Right, so I need to come off that 1 second. So Hutch is currently provisional pole with a 25 flat. Go on the Hutch. So Kev's second. Jinx is currently third. I Am Slow decides. I Am Slow should be quicker. Does a 24.4, so that's great from him. 13 watching now. Good evening, everybody. You're in the middle of the short qualifying session, 7 minutes between race 1 and 2 of round 7, the penultimate round of the FRL Pure Sim Gear GT3 Sundays Championship, and everyone's having a good old chat. Cascanova, I'm going to read your comment in a little while, mate, because it's a longer one. I'll give you an interview if you might. No parties for you. You're not invited to Marty's party. I am joking. Can't happen now. You can see I don't have my headset on, so although I do think I found a fix for that, which is good news. So I Am Slow is currently provisional pole, 2 minutes 30 left of this session with a 1:24.411. Hutch is 6/10 down in second. Andy Cray, that's good time from him in the McLaren, so he's 7/10 off the pace. And We The Kev, he has just improved to a 24.2. That is a big improvement, and that's Marit Mariola sat there in the Ferrari, so I don't know what he's up to. He's having a bit of a mare at the moment. He's gone back to the pits. He needs to get out sharpish if he wants to get a lap in. Hutch is third. Andy Cray is fourth at the moment, so we've got 3 McLarens in there, which is nice to see. And that was Jinx. No, it wasn't Jinx, so that was Nafbit, I think, who just threw it off in his. Andy Craig, so Fresh Jinx is 5th. GT Jamie with his controller is currently 6th place in his Ferrari, and then Marek is sat in the pits. Get out of the pits, Marek, go. Come on, Marek, go. You've just got time. Doesn't look like he's going to bother, which is a shame. So you're Volton is 7th. Jester in his Bentley is in 9th place at the moment, and then Big Time Dave has just popped his first time in, so he'll get another one, maybe 2 in the Audi, so he's in 11th place. I Am Slow dips under the 24, so 1:23.997. Him and Guido Kevin are having a nice little battle for pole position there. Renville thinks he's going to get involved with the party. He goes third, 7.71 behind Guido Kevin. Hutch fourth. No, Andy Cray is now fourth. I love it. You guys, you've got to love this stuff. Got to love this stuff, right? With Kevin, as I said before, he's not having none of it, so he's just pumped in a 23.850 I Am Slow is in the pits, so he's not coming back out, which is a shame. So with Kevin, he's decided, well, I'm done with that, because he's got 7/10 over Andy Cray. Is he going to make up 7/10? Probably not. Renville's currently 4th, Hutch is in the pits, 5th place. Jinx is 6th and still going, so he's going to get another lap in as he comes round Paddock Hill Bend. Your Volton is still going as well in 8th. Marek hasn't bothered coming out the pit, so he's going to be potentially 9th. Tro's 10th in that Merc. I mean, fair play to him just for driving the Merc around this track. I think it should be an absolute nightmare. Chester is 11th. Big Time Dave is 12th. Woodward is... Did he complete a lap? Well, if he didn't, he's got another go as he comes up to Druids. He's currently 13th. Then you've got Brizzle, Lely, Floppy Fox, Traction and Michael, who all obviously have not set a time because they're naughty little boys and they're not allowed. Good shout, Floppy. 2 laps to get the tyres up. Good shout, mate. Yeah, it is a small lap, isn't it? It's a short lap. Makes a lot of sense. Right, so qualifying is finished. So Renville can complete his lap. He's only 2.5 tenths off though. So let's have a look. His doubt is slightly up now. It's down. So he's got to find a couple of tenths as he comes up towards Surtees. He is up. He's a 10th up. Okay, now he's lost the time coming out through there. So went in a little bit hot. Yeah, braking zones are going to be very, very important in this race, as you say, Michael. You know, I love the concept of coming back through the field as well. Are people going to comply? It's not a massively wide track, difficult to overtake on. So there you go. Qualifying has finished. Congratulations to We the Kevin. Great tactical move at the end of the last race not to overtake Traction Dave, although Traction will say that he wouldn't let him overtake him anyway. Nothing to do with male pride and ego and being the fastest. But that seems to have paid off. He's got pole position. He's going to start alongside I Am Slow. So we've got Am and Pro there. Renville in 3rd. Well done to you. You're going to start alongside Andy Cray. And then we've got Woodward and Hutch are going to start together. Let me just change that. So Woodward and Hutch will start on row 3. Row 4 is going to be Jinx and GT Jamie. Row 5 is your Volton alongside Jester. So Lambo and Bentley, that could be interesting. Row 6 is Tro and Marek. Again, Marek had an absolute mare then, which is unfortunate. Big Time Dave and Fresh Brizzle will start together. So it will be Big Time Dave, then it should be Lely, then Fresh Brizzle, then Michael, then Floppy, and then Traction. And obviously Nafbit should be further up the field. Didn't set a time. There we go. Optimal track 20 and 26, very similar to race 1 in terms of temps. So it should be exactly the same as the first one, but it should be even more crazy, which is what we like. Right, excuse me. Had to take on board some H2O there. So what do you reckon? Do we think, is everybody from the back going to get through? Who's going to pit on the first lap? Who's going to run long? I think you're going to see a lot of people pitting on the first lap. And I do think you're going to see, like, we didn't see a lot of contact in that last race. You know, there might have been 1 or 2 incidents, nothing that was major. Certainly that was worth getting excited about on the stream. So it was generally a very clean race. People that were having incidents was probably of their own making, in terms of catching a bit of the grass or the gravel here and there. This race might not be the same. This one might be a little bit different. We the Kevin, what are you going to do, We the Kevin? Are you going to pit early and just then run in clean air and just have a fairly conservative race, bearing in mind naff bit, I think, will probably pit early again. He's got nothing to lose if he does, unless there's a lot of carnage up in front. Then he might want to run slightly longer. Who knows? We shall find out. Right, come on, Mr. Grid, sort yourself out. There we go. Thanks. Magic. £1 million. No, didn't happen. I suppose you've got to have quite a few people buy me coffees for that to happen, isn't it, really? So, a bit of support there from Cascanova for old Neil. Got himself up into 5th place with that sort of walnut wonder, so well done to him. So, Bentley, Lexus, McLaren, Ferrari, Lambo. It's just, there's a lot of death there in my eyes. Those 6 cars are very temperamental. Obviously, I don't mean 6 different makes of cars, the 6 drivers in the 3 makes of car. They're very temperamental and under pressure. Again, remember, the psyche of these guys in this race is totally different to the last race. Yeah, the fast guys at the back are just gone home for a clean race and to pick places and just have good pace. The guys towards the front, I've got to take Kev out of this because he tactically did that in the last race and genuinely has top 5 pace, as does I Am Slow. I think a lot of the other individuals there are all, you know, they're the midfield pack that love to have their battles, and just those 6, well, I do predict contact in this race. Yeah, I do predict it. I don't want to see it, but Jamie Rees, hello, how you doing, buddy? How are you enjoying your Sunday at the moment? Are you getting what you think? Are you where you need to be? Let me know. You're doing pretty well, mate. Yeah, Hutch and Woodward. That is going to be a good battle. Do you know what? I also think we've got GT Jamie and your Volton. So we've got Controller Ferrari, nightmare as I know. And you've got your Volton and Lambo.
30 seconds.
This track is probably not a great combination for that car at this track anyway. Both Scottish. Could get a wee bit of feisty. That was terrible. Sorry, Dal. I know you're listening. Sorry, don't shout at me. Right, here we go. 12 seconds until the formation lap. We know what's going to happen. They're all going to weave about. They're all trying to get heat into their brakes, into their tyres. As Floppy was saying earlier on, it generally takes 2 laps to get tyres up to a half decent temperature. So as they set off, there's definitely going to be carnage in this. I can just see a McLaren sandwich somewhere. Yeah, you should be scared for T1. I'm dreading turn 1. It's not even T1 actually. I think the coming up to Druids is going to be worse. I think everyone will be quite careful through T1, and then they're all going to go, of course I can dive bomb there safely with fuel and cold tyres. Yeah, of course you can. Look at that. Look at that. What a beautiful sight for a Sunday evening. What else are we going to do? It's bank holiday tomorrow. I think we should have another race after. Yeah. I know what I'm doing. Remember, I've got to try and beat that time, 124.6 from Jamie. That's what I need to do. As we go down Pilgrim's Drop, nice bit of weaving going on. What are the boys at the back going to do? They're going to pit early? They're going to hold fire? I suppose it depends if there's any major incidents at the up top. I suppose that will help them make their minds up. This is going to be nuts. This is going to be nuts. And you know what? As I said, because the kids aren't here and everything like that, and the wife's not here as well, I can actually probably shout a bit more this evening and get more excited, because normally I have to keep things a little bit muted because my lad normally sleeps in the room above, but he's not here, but I haven't really haven't gone full Geo on everybody yet this evening, but why would I? He's got a great style. I like listening to Geo. Controller's not working. That is not good. That is not good, mate. Right, here we go. Okay, I'm not laughing at you, Jamie. I'm laughing at Dow's comment about Wreckfest. And not after, it's going to happen now. Right, as we come onto the start-finish straight. Brace yourselves, boys and girls. Epicness definitely does await somebody in this race as they come over the start-finish line. And we're off. Go. Race 2, round 7, into turn 1. Are we all safe? No, we're not safe. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off the track already. I knew that was going to happen. And who else? So it looks like we've got more action going on there, but Hutch. Oh, so Hutch is off the track. Who's that coming through there? Is that Big Time Dave? So Big Time Dave's on the back of that pack as well. Fresh Jinx. Oh, there's been a tap there. Is that Lely? Has that Lely just been tapped out? Yep, Lely's got tapped out by Big Time Dave by the look of it. So that, again, that's very interesting for the championship. I know Lely won the last race, but he's not winning this race. And remember, Michael and Floppy Fox were not a million miles behind him. So we're going to have to see how that goes. We the Kev is now under pressure from I Am Slow. Those two seem to have broken away slightly from Renville. So that's good effort by those guys. And you could just see the different line that they take through there. Bearing in mind they're both in Bentleys. Significantly different lines taken there. Renville's really hanging on to them nicely. Let's get on board with I Am Slow, because he's in a nice little sandwich, isn't he? We haven't had one of those in a while. Obviously because PS5 doesn't let you do this stuff, which is not annoying in the slightest. So, does Kev really need to battle? Yeah. Does he need to battle that much in this race? Of course he's competitive. He's going to have that in his nature as Renville takes out the bollard. Well, it was going to happen at some point. I Am Slow looks to make a move up the outside, but Kev stays tucked in nice and tight. You can see Renville is getting close. On the way down towards Graham Hill Bend, I Am Slow sticks the nose down the inside. They're both on the power at the same time. Down Cooper straight up towards Surtees. So that move was always likely to happen there. And Kev probably back. I mean, he didn't really have a choice to back up there. You know, at the end of the day, I Am Slow took the line, so that was fine. So come down Pilgrim's Drop. We the Kevin's now defending. No, he's not at all. I think you'll find that We the Kev is being a mature racer. That is how I'm going to describe that. And I think he doesn't want to get involved in anything unnecessary during this race. As Fresh Jinx now is looking to catch up. And look at Traction. Traction is already up to 5th place. What happened there? Couldn't accelerate the turn to garage. Yeah, looks like that's done then. Right, so Traction, fantastic start from him. He's got himself up to 5th. Woodward is 6th. Marek is up to 7th place. Floppy is 8th. Jester's 9th. Tro's 10th. Hutch is in 11th place. Lely is in 12th. Obviously, Lely had that incident on the first lap, and I think that was Hutch. He's looking to put a move on Tro. Let's get on board with Tro, see what that looks like. Is he going to die? He's diving up the inside, but not enough. But he definitely did enough to make Tro think about it, and that's obviously allowed Hutch to take that position, because it got Tro all out of shape. Well, not out of shape, but he definitely went deep. And then, well, Hutch trying to get across to the other side. That's left the door open. Contact? No. Good driving by you two. Nice side-by-side racing. I've got to say, it's impressive for 10th and 11th place. Wow, there's just such a difference between when they're getting on the brakes. A massive difference between when they're getting on the brakes. And who's behind? Who's playing hide and seek? It's Lely. Ready? There he is. Oh, Lely's come to play. You're leaving the door open a bit there, Tro. You've just understeered. That is going to allow him through. So Hutch goes through, but you can see Lely's making a pass at the same time. So Hutch backs out in the end. Tro jumps out the way, Lenny manages to get through, and Hutch takes advantage as well. So it's all happening at the moment. So the upshot of that is that Lenny's put himself up to 10th. So I Am Slow is still leading. Renville's 1.3 behind. We the Kevin is 3rd place. I think playing this beautifully safe. Then you've got Traction in 4th, Fresh Jinx in 5th. Neil's had himself an off there at the top. No, sorry, on the Clark curve, so he's decided to pit. Probably a good shout, unless you've got some damage. I mean, let's hope you don't have damage. And then we've got Tro. Andy Crate has pitted in the McLaren. Michael's pitted. Fresh Briz has pitted. GT Jamie is up and running. That is good to know. I knew he was having some problems with the controller just as the race was about to begin. Your Volton has pitted, and so has Big Time Dave. So your Volton is currently alongside Marek. Okay, so that isn't for position. So We the Kev is now... Right, Woodward's pitted. So We the Kevin is now clawing that back to Renville. It's only half a second. So again, it's worth keeping an eye on. And Hutch is holding on to the back of Lenny quite nicely there, actually. Who's Lenny coming up to? That's Big Time Dave, no? Yeah, well, Big Time Dave's had an issue there. Safe entry, please. Does do a safe entry. Good. I always get nervous when you see people off track and getting all sideways, so this is turning into quite a nice battle again now. So I think earlier on Kev thought to himself, look, this guy's evidently quicker, he's trying to push me. I don't want to end up being in a position where I'm making a mistake, yeah, and possibly, you know, bidding it for the entire race. So he let Renville pass. I do believe he let Renville pass as they both go past GT Jamie, who is... Ooh, that was close. GT Jamie is got out of the way there of Traction as well. So again, I do think Kev let Renville past. I think that was a good tactical move. He doesn't want to be getting into any crazy fights, doesn't want to risk anything, because he can wrap the championship up in this race. But he's now settled in, and I'm assuming his tyres are up to speed now, and he's closed that gap down. It's only 2/10. So yeah, he's not massively quick out the corners, but then that is a trait of the Bentley, isn't it? Just he doesn't have really good low-end punch, and that Lexus is a bit beastie. But Traction Dave, well, I think he's thinking to himself, well, I might as well win the race, or I might as well try. How much is everyone going to fight him? That's the question. As he looks to make a move again, you see that you heard him clearly. He got off the racing line and he backed out for a second or two, which obviously allowed Dave just to carry on through, which I think Kev is driving extremely well. I like his style. I like his style, and that's the consistent way that you pick up the good points. As we're on board with Renville now. So, I mean, Renville's having a fantastic race, isn't he? He qualified really well. He kept out of all the issues at the beginning of the race. He's running in second place at the moment. So he's 3.7 seconds behind I Am Slow, remember, who is a pro driver. Okay, he's got Traction all over the back of him, but Traction is an alien with a big bump. Yeah, so he is actually an alien. So Renville's doing really well. I don't think he can complain about this at the moment. We're almost a third into this race. Is it going to be enough for a podium? I don't know, but I mean, I don't think We the Kev is going to fight tooth and nail. So well done, Renville. You're having a good drive, my friend. So Marek has got himself up to 5th. Good. Floppy is 6th, so he's made his way up, but Lely's just behind him in 7th, 2 seconds behind. So again, in terms of the championship, you've got to think Lely won the last race. Floppy was 3rd in the championship, 20 points behind Lely. So he won race 1, and Floppy finished 4th. And those two are pretty much together now. So that doesn't look like it's coming to him. And where's Michael? So remember, Michael has pitted, as has Brizzle. So your Volton's in the pits now. 2 laps in the pits. Is that you out, Chris, or have you got damage, my man? Let me know if you're watching the stream. So Jinx is in 8th at the moment. He's 8 behind Lely. I don't think that's going to materialise into an actual real fight, because they're different classes. Well, they're not different classes, but that's not going to happen. And then Jester. You know what? Again, Jester. I was chatting with Jester earlier on today. Good guy, really good guy, and yeah, I think I don't know if this is one of his weaker tracks, or whether he's even driven on this track before. You know, people join us all the time. You can't assume that everybody has driven all of the tracks in ACC and knows them all really well. That comes with time. So yeah, I mean, he's not been disheartened. He's running 8th at the moment, which is fantastic. Being consistent, so that's all you want. So Lenny's now closing up on the back of Floppy. Deja vu. Lenny and that Bentley are a dangerous combination, aren't they? Let's be honest. What positions does he need to take the championship? Well, I need to check where Nappit is. Hold on. 1 second, Dell. Oh, who's that? Who's that? That's GT Jamie. Look. Jamie spun that car at just the right time. Look at these boys fighting hard, trying to get each other out of shape again. He's going to go for a move down the inside. Is he going to cover that off? No, there he goes. There goes Lenny and his Bentley. That car, he just loves that car, and why not? I get it. He knows her inside out. I can just imagine Floppy at the moment. But if he said he was working hard in the first race, I'm telling you, his missus has got to be next to him with a fan, a towel, a drink, literally everything. Keep going, mate. Keep going. Anyway, so Dow asked me a question, didn't he? So let me try and find the answer to that question, Dow, whilst we keep an eye on this nice little battle going on here. Let's just quickly check the deltas first. Nothing else is close. Hutch is half a second behind Jester. That's going to develop. And then so Briz is half a second behind Michael. Okay, where's Nappit? Okay, I'll look again because my eyes, I'm sure, are working. So Nappit looks like he has left the server. Or are my eyes deceiving me, ladies and gentlemen? I don't think they are. I'm going to get on to Fresh Brizzle as he's chasing down Michael. So again, Fresh Brizzle finished second in the last race. Michael finished third. So they have swapped positions in this race. They both pitted. They were both coming from the backs. They couldn't qualify. They had to start in the bottom 5, which is what happens for race 2. And they're trying to battle their way through the field now. They've elected to pit early, so they're on the same strategy, and they finished probably this was the gap in the last race. It was just they were the other way around. So we'll keep a quick eye on that whilst I again I'm going to check. Well, Nappit is not in the race, is he? So I'm pretty sure, Del, that Kev needed 19 points, I think, to sew it up. So I think if he finishes, well, if he pretty much finishes 7th and up, I think he'll be fine. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I'm thinking in my head. My head normally says good things. Right, so Andy's leading. Andy is leading the pit stop crews. Michael comes down. That was quite nice. We were actually seeing him come down there like that. Marek has pitted, so he's just coming through now. So Marek isn't actually, well, no, he is, I suppose. He is quite far back, isn't he? So again, the race is spread out a lot more now because we've got people running different strategies. They both run really wide there. You can just hear how lethargic that Bentley is to pick up the throttle out of that slow corner, but that is a feature of the Bentley. She doesn't have really good punch out of the slower speed corners when you've got to wind her up, you know. So Big Time Dave is still running. He has pitted. He's currently in 16th at the moment. Floppy decides he's going to get out of it and get in the pit, so he's going to have his stop now. Renville, so Traction has got himself up to 2nd place. Well done to you, mate. And Renville's trying to fight back on that. All due respect, that fight isn't going to last much longer than probably 5 corners, I don't think. We've got a lot of dust being kicked up there. So who was that who's just gone? That was probably Big Time Dave, was it? Again? No, it wasn't Big Time Dave. I missed who that was. Well, it wasn't Kev, that's important, right? So Guida Kev is holding on. He's still only 1.8 seconds behind these two, so he's in a beautiful position at the moment. He's got 4.5 seconds back to Lely. He didn't need to fight Lely. You know, he doesn't need to fight him. Jinx is doing really well actually, and he's McLaren in 6th place. And Jester's gone up a spot. Obviously that will be because Floppy pitted. Floppy's coming out of the pits now. Looks like he's lost. Is that Lely? Okay, so Lely's just gone through. Interesting. He's obviously done his pit stop, so Traction, Jester and Hutch have also elected to come in and pit. So I Am Slow's just running long by the look of it at the moment. He's got a 6.7 second lead over Renville, and then we've got another couple of seconds back to We the Kev. So again, he's just every lap that goes, every minute that clocks down, he's in a strong position.
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
He's in a very strong position. So he had a 55-point lead, didn't he? So he finished 6th in the last race. So that was 30 points. So that's an 85-point lead, and Nuffbit finished 90. So 85, 12, 6, 70. So about 68 points. And it's 40 for each win. So there's that'll be done today. I Am Slow pits from 1st place. Renville, come on Renville, you are leading the race, my friend. I don't care what anybody says. You are currently, if we take a photo, you are leading this race. That's it. It's a lap led. That's all you need. Yeah, you can tell everyone now. I led at least 1 lap in the pure Singear GT3 Championship at Brands Hatch. I was leading the race, full of aliens. That's got to be worth joining and liking. Right, Lenny's got himself up to 3rd though, but again hasn't pitted. So out of the top 5 from the last race, Lenny's the only one who hasn't pitted yet. Jamie's in the pit, so 4 laps down. I assume the controller's died on him again or something like that, so that'll be his race done. That is unfortunate, mate, but stay in, don't need the server. Yeah. That is a shame. That is a shame. I'm intrigued to see what happens here. Right, so Traction and Brizzle. Oh my word. Okay, guys, what a beautiful sandwich this is. So Michael is in front of Traction. There we go. Team up. Remember, there's no teams. And then Brizzle is all over the back of Traction. Now, Traction isn't going to win this championship, quite evidently. But Michael, his teammate, even though there isn't teams, Michael could potentially still win this championship. He was only 5 points behind Lely at the start of the evening. Lely won the last race, so he increased that lead to 45 points, and Michael finished 3rd, then obviously brought that deficit back down again. So it is most certainly within Michael's interests that Traction acts as a spoiler to Brizzle. Oh, he's gone a bit wide there though, so Brizzle definitely carries some more speed through there. He takes the defensive line. So he is making sure, Traction is making sure that Brizzle does not have an opportunity at this stage with 12 minutes to go to attack Michael. That is exactly what we're seeing at the moment, which is fine. It's totally fine. He's not doing anything illegal. He's not driving overly defensive, or he's not weaving or blocking. So interesting tactic though, because I do think that Bentley is quicker. Go. See, look at the drive. Look at the drive. Oh, contact there, slight. The drive that Brizzle got out of there, and he's going to get another. Oh, Traction. It's great driving. Brizzle's got to really use his brain now. He's got to think, okay, Traction is holding me up. How am I going to get past this guy? Because evidently he can drive. He's got pace. He knows where to place the car. So how do I navigate around him at this track, which is short, like me? It's complicated and unforgiving, but beautiful, just like me. Brilliant. So I'm sure you will all agree with all those descriptions of myself. Just keep your patience, Briz. If you try and force an error, no dive bombing. Oh, can you see who's in the background? Oh my word. Okay, so again, who's behind Briz? Lely, and Lely's now done his pit stop. So you've got Michael, Traction, Brizzle and Lely all together. So again, for the championship, Lely needs to stay behind. So Traction fairly shortly might have to contend with both Bentleys attacking him from either side. And which one does he defend against? Well, if he is helping Michael out, he's going to have to be more defensive towards Lely than Briz. And then Big Time Dave's in front of these guys. He needs to be having a look at his HUD. I'm sure he's getting blue flagged already. He needs to be well aware that he has essentially the four quickest guys on the track all getting pretty close towards him. Oh, Traction's made a mistake there. That's definitely going to give him a run. He's not going to, he's been brave. He's gone for it. Briz has gone for it. And again, that's allowed Lely. Oh my god, look at that. Lely's gone through. Has Lely gone through both? No, Briz then goes defensive into Sheen. What a few corners that was. Michael has managed to get by Big Time Dave. Holy schmoly peeps. Right, change. Right, let's get on board with Brizzle now. So Brizzle now makes the move up the inside into Clark Curve. So he's now free to chase Michael down. Tell me this isn't epic racing. Please, somebody tell me this is boring racing, or people just going around in a circle. No, this is awesome. The amount of work these guys are doing in their heads at the same time as using their bodies is epic. It is epic into Druids. So Lely. Now, Lely's fight isn't finished yet because Traction's thinking, well, I've got to now try and put a move on Lely or distract him or put him into mistake to put him off chasing down Michael, as we've got 8 minutes and 37 seconds left of this race. And now Brizzle, well, what's he going to do? Is he going to have the pace? I think he will have the pace to challenge Michael. That would be... You are a gem, Coop. Why am I a gem? Why am I a gem? Is that because I was describing myself as being beautiful but unforgiving and short and what else did I say? I don't know, difficult maybe. Right, Briz is right on the back of Michael currently. Got some dust being kicked up in front there, and that is your Volton. Chris, if you're listening to this stream, I would suggest in about 3 corners you slow down. We've got someone off track there, it's Andy Cray. Michael, oh my word, that was so close. Keep wide again. That's allowed because Lenny was the 3rd car in that train. It allowed Lenny to get a decent run. So Briz, is he going to go defensive? Briz, you need to go defensive, man. He doesn't. Lenny's running. They nearly had a rear quarter love tap then, but they didn't, thankfully. And onto the Bradham straight they go. Chris, get out of the way. Paddock Hill Bend, they're all coming for you, mate. They are all coming for you. 7.5 minutes left. Chris does get out of the way. Stay out of the way. Stay, as he does. So through goes Briz. Through goes Lely. I really want to have a look at the other stuff here, but I can't, obviously. And these are the closest battles, just to keep you all up to date on what's going on as we keep an eye on the bottom left-hand corner. You can see the rear view mirror there, the screen. You can keep an eye on that for a sec. So We The Kevin is still leading, hasn't pitted yet. He's on his 17th lap. I'm slow, he's 2nd place still. Renville is currently 3rd, podium places. Then in front of us, as we can see, Michael Races is in 4th. We're on board with Brizzle in 5th. Then we've got Lely and Andy Cray 6th and 7th. Traction hasn't cleared Andy yet, who'd obviously had a spin earlier on, which almost caused absolute mayhem as we were going into Sterling's. Thankfully, it didn't. Marek is 9th. Hutch makes up the top 10 in the McLaren. And then you've got Jinx and Floppy Fox. So Floppy's race from being in a challenging position, maybe he's absolutely caned the tyres on that car at the same time. He's down in 12th. Tro's 13th. Jester is 14th and still going well than you. Woodward is 15th after being quite high up the standings of qualifying. I think he was 5th. Down in 15th at the moment. And Big Time Dave, who's having an issue with that Audi. She's definitely challenged him today. He's a couple of laps down in 16th. Evolton 17th. GT Jamie is in the pits 9 laps down. And obviously the controller that he is using has given up the ghost. that gets you up to date with all of those bits. 6 minutes left, we're not going anywhere. You can see these three have dropped traction. So Michael, Briz and Lely, who's going to blink, who's going to make a mistake? That looked to me, as unfortunately I've just said that, and it looked like Briz did make a mistake there. Is he going to go defensive? Doesn't need to, has the pace. Lely's not going to risk anything up the inside. Bearing in mind, championship wise, it's, you know, between Lely and Michael, so as much as Lely wants past Brizzle to be able to challenge him, if you remember the stats we were talking about earlier on that Kev gave us, Lely has not won a race this season. Lely's not won a race, but he's pretty much always on the podium. Yeah, or certainly always, definitely top 5, but more often than not on the podium. And it's that consistency for him which has got him leading this championship. As Briz goes a little bit wide there, Lely cut that corner quite nicely. Again, very close to a rear quarter tab, and again, look at it, look at them. They're like having a dog fight. It's amazing. Yeah, Traction did defend like a lion. You are correct. He did very well. He did a good job whilst he was in that position. Probably burnt his tyres out doing that, but hey, obviously he's trying to help his teammate out the best he can. And who's that in front there? Is that We The Kev? That is We The Kev has done his pit stop. So We The Kev is 3rd, Michael's 4th, Brizzle is 5th. So We The Kev's just come out from his pit stop. He is not going to have the pace of these boys, not yet, not after just coming out of the pits. So Kev, are you fighting for your podium? No, he's not. And that is, again, we've seen that all race long. Yeah, I'm really impressed. I am really impressed with his driving. Yeah, he knows what the crack is. He's not trying to put anyone's race in danger, his own or any of these three who have all been battling away. You've got to think, 25 minutes now, half an hour earlier, qualifying, free practice. You don't want to be ruining people's entire evenings just by being, well, again, I can't say that word because of YouTube, being a bit silly. That's what we'll say. We'll say that. Yep. But again, moved out of the way. He's not going to lose many points from that, and it's all gain for him because Napa isn't in the race. That's all good for him. Right, let's go through Sterling's. What we've got? 3 minutes 40. So we've probably got 4 laps left. 4 laps of a battle like this. I like to use the word epic when I'm commentating on these races because most of the time it is epic, and today is definitely going down as one of those. As Lely manages to get the drag, is up the inside. Is he just gonna modulate those brakes and slip it up the inside? Briz takes enough speed in to cover that off and keeps them in line. They're very tight into Druids. There's definitely a move happening here. Briz, I think you've got to go for the cutback, but I think you took a little bit too much pace in there, my friend. So Lely moves himself up. And let's go on board with Lely. So we can now see Lely trying to attack Michael and defend from Briz. You guys are awesome, thanks. It's just great, isn't it? And this is the penultimate round. We've got 1 round left to go next Sunday. And after that, because we're going to have the break, I'm not sure yet what's going to happen the season after, but my commitments within FRL will change slightly. Because one of the evenings I will now go and do the GT3 Friday COMMS on PC. Been looking forward to doing that for a long time, but obviously I'm committed to doing Sundays and Tuesdays at the moment in terms of COMMS, so obviously want to make sure we see those seasons through as Lenny's all over the back of Michael. Briz doesn't have the pace to keep up with these. Look at him, Lenny's it's got so much confidence in that Bentley. It's just throwing out all around the track. There is not even an inkling that she's gonna, oh my god. Look at Brizzle. Brizzle's trying to get down. Oh my god, 3-way craziness into Druids. This is no way over yet. We've got 1 minute 40 seconds left, and Kevin is all over the back of Brizzle as well, so we've still got a 4-way battle going on. So everyone runs wide through there, as you always get, because everyone's not really paying attention to their driving lines now. They are absolutely laser focused on everybody that is in front. Now let's have a quick look at the other times, because I know we've been on this battle for a long while, but they're all okay. Woodward is half a second behind Jester. I'm not coming off this battle. We've only got a minute left to go. I am slow. He's still out up front. Oh, Michael goes a little bit wide there. Renville is still second. He's gone wide. Lely's going for it. Lely's got that move done. So Lely in the Bentley. Oh, but he goes wide there. So Michael's got a chat. He's off. He's off at the moment. So Michael comes back through. Lely goes deep in on the brakes there and squeezes a little bit. Michael in the Lambo. He's still there. He's not close enough to try and put that one up the inside. So Lely, having made that move work very well, then had a major moment coming out of the Sheen curve, was actually off the track onto the grass. That allowed Michael to come back up, but he just kept enough momentum to keep him on the inside for Sterling's, and he's managed to survive that, and it's looking like he wants to pull a little bit of a gap. We've got the last lap of the race. You've got all four of these guys all together. You can see it. No, we'll do that. Right, let's have a look at it from here. Come on, let's look at it a little bit differently. Let's go on board of Michael, because that will get all of them in. All four of them for the last lap. I am slow. Fabulous drive from you, by the way, at the moment. It looks like you're going to collect a memorable win. I would definitely call it memorable. Come on, Coop, my man, GT Friday. You'll remind me of this tomorrow as we get set up. Yes, that's right. We shall do that. I think the Lambo might have had a lot of wing. Yeah, I think it needs a lot of wing, to be honest with you, mate. I think it needs to be just a different car. Right, I am slow. Congratulations, you have just finished the race. I am slow. Brilliant drive from you, my friend. Excellent victory. Renville, well done to you, Renville. Second place, well done. Lely is in third, and Michael is being challenged right at the death still at Clark Curve by Brizzle. Looks like Michael's just got to hang on to fourth. He does. Fresh Briz finishes fifth. Great race, guys. And Kevin, brilliant race from you, mate. Absolutely, that's it. Everyone smash each other up now. Great race from you, Kevin, and I think that gives you the title, my friend. Andy finishes in 7th place. Great drive from you, well done. Traction, you know what, mate, I know you finished 8th, but that was a very, very unselfish drive for what you did to help Michael out there. I'm sure he will allow you to lie on his garage again with your big bum. Merrick is in... Oh, that's an interesting way of getting off the track. Merrick is in 9th. Hutch finishes 10th. Floppy didn't have the race he was hoping for. Did have some good battles at the beginning. Finished 11th. Tro 12th. Woodward finished 13th. Jester comes across the line in 14th. Well done you. Big Time Dave, you know what? As much as he was having so many issues with that Audi, hey, he finished both races, didn't he? So, picks up some points. Well done to you, Big Time Dave. Fresh Jinx finished in 16th place. Was still going. He's about to complete. Your Volton looks like he's run out of fuel. Go on, Chris. No, not. Don't cut the grass. Look at him, you little donut. Well done, that's beautiful. So Chris is 17th, GT Jamie 18th. Obviously didn't complete the race. So again, congratulations to the podium. I am slow. Renville and Lely. The standings will be updated shortly, so we can see what that means. I do believe Kevin wins the AM Championship with that, but again, we'll just wait. That was absolutely epic. I love race 2. Race 1 is always good. I love race 2 for that reason. Some brilliant battles there. Some great team driving, defensive driving. Chris is still doing donuts by the sound of it. I can hear him. And We the Kevin, very good tactical race by We the Kevin. Smart driving. In the live chat, let's just finish this off. Wish we didn't have to stop. Could have been up in the top 10. Had the pace for it. Tyres went. Nothing after the stop. The car was awful. That was from Jamie. And looky there, buddy. We the Kevin says the worst thing is racing is having to hold back and not risk anything. Correct. But it's doing those things, Kevin, that'll get you championships, my friend. You've done extremely well. I'm going to say to you guys, thank you very much. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks to everybody in the live chat. I hope you all enjoyed your evening. I really did. That's a great Sunday for me. Thanks for the likes that you've put in there. Thank you, Cascanova, for donating a coffee. Anyone else wants to, buymeacoffee.com/comms by Coops. And thank you to you drivers. Fantastic show. Epic racing. Please watch that back. It was awesome. And that one is going out for the entire world to see. So, there we go. We have one round left. One round left of the Pure Sim Gear GT3 Sunday and wow, what a beauty it's going to be. Imola, fantastic. So I shall see you all on Tuesday for tacos on the PS5. Really looking forward to that one at Spa, and I'll see you back here next week for the last round of this championship at Imola. It is going to be epic, we know that. So guys and girls, have a great evening, enjoy your bank holiday, and I'll see you Tuesday. Comms by Coops out.